Electrolytes keep things moving, trace minerals keep things functioning. But what happens when your gut doesn't have enough of either? In this episode of Gut Fix, I break down the surprising differences between electrolytes and trace minerals and how each one impacts digestion, inflammation, and your gut's overall health. It's a quick listen, but it is packed with practical takeaways that you can start using today. So stay tuned. Hey friend, welcome to Gut Fix. Are you ready to finally get rid of those debilitating digestive symptoms? Do you catch yourself staying up late Googling things like, what can I eat? Or how do I stop a flare? Or maybe you're just lying awake wondering, how did this ever happen to me? I'm Wendy, and I've been exactly where you are, desperately searching for answers, but determined to find natural solutions. And like you, I was overwhelmed by all the conflicting information out there and unsure of what might really work for me. And so now in this podcast, I'm here to share with you what I've learned, how to listen to your body's signals, and uncover the common mistakes that might be standing in the way of your healing. So grab your favorite drink, pop in your earbuds, and let's dive into your health transformation together. Hey friends, and welcome back to Gut Fix, the podcast where we say goodbye to IBD naturally. I'm your host, Wendy Handy, functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, and today we're diving into a topic that sounds a little bit like high school chemistry class, but I promise you, it's one of the most practical and game-changing conversations that you can have for your gut health. So we're talking about the crucial difference between trace minerals and electrolytes, and how getting them right can make or break your journey to a happy gut. So think of it this way. If your body is a high-performance race car, electrolytes are the pit crew. And they're there in the moment, making sure that your car has everything it needs to stay on track, responding to all the immediate demands of the race ahead, right? But trace minerals, those are the engineers and the mechanics who built the car in the first place. And they designed the engine, they forged the chassis, they did all of the things to make the car go, right? And ensured that every part was strong and resilient. Now, without both, you're not just losing the race, you're risking a total breakdown. So when we put that into your gut and think about your gut, that breakdown can feel like, a constant frustrating protest, if you will. So if you're ready to move beyond the quick fixes and understand the foundational elements of gut health, then you're in the right place. So let's get into it. So let's start with the pit crew or the electrolytes. You've probably heard these terms thrown around a lot. You see them in sports drinks commercials, but what are they really? And, what's in them? So when we talk about electrolytes, we're talking about sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium, and chloride. And these are the charged particles that conduct electricity in your body. And when they are disrupted, they can throw everything off balance. They are the undisputed managers of your fluid balance. So imagine that your gut is a bustling city, right? The electrolytes are the traffic controllers directing the flow of the water and nutrients in and out of your cells. So when you're dehydrated, it's like a citywide traffic jam. The fluid and the flow of the fluid in your gut slows down to a crawl, and you end up with constipation. And on the flip side of that, if the signals get crossed and too much fluid is waved through, well, you're looking at the chaos of diarrhea. And it can be a very delicate dance, and electrolytes can be leading the way there. But their job doesn't really start there. So electrolytes are also the conductors of your orchestra of the muscle contractions, right? So that includes the most important muscle for digestion, your intestines. And the rhythmic wave-like motion that pushes food through your digestive tract is entirely dependent on proper electrolyte balance, because without it, your digestive rhythm completely falls flat. And let's not forget about the dynamic duo of magnesium and calcium. So these two work together to not only keep your gut lining strong and resilient, but also to act as your gut's internal peacemakers. So they're calming inflammation. They're keeping things running smoothly. So if you've ever experienced those telltale stomach cramps or, a full-blown gut rebellion after a long run or a hard workout, a hot day, that's not just bad luck. That's your electrolytes waving that white flag, signaling that they're in desperate need of reinforcement. So now, if electrolytes are the pit crew, then trace minerals are the engineers. So these are the unsung heroes working very tirelessly behind the scenes. So when we talk about trace minerals, we're talking about zinc, selenium, iron, copper, iodine, and manganese. And you only need them in all of these in tiny amounts, but their impact is really enormous, especially when it comes to the long-term health and resilience of your gut. So let's start with zinc. Zinc is absolutely essential for producing digestive enzymes. And without zinc, your body is struggling to break down proteins, which can lead to the all too familiar feeling of bloating and discomfort. It's kind of like trying to build a house without a hammer. You just can't get the job done right. And next is selenium. So this is your gut's personal firefighter. Selenium plays a critical role in protecting the gut lining from inflammation and oxidative stress. So think of it as the antioxidant shield that stands between your gut and the daily onslaught of all the inflammatory triggers that are coming at it, right? So a deficiency of selenium can leave your gut vulnerable and inflamed. And we can never forget about iodine, because iodine's primary role is to support your thyroid. And the thyroid gut connection is really, truly a powerful one. So your thyroid hormones are essential for regulating gut motility. And if your thyroid is sluggish due to a lack of iodine, then your digestion slows down right along with it. And that can lead to constipation and a whole host of other digestive problems, right? It's a delicate balance, because you also don't want too much iodine, because that can disrupt your gut microbiome. And then finally, we have to talk about iron, because iron is a bit of a double-edged sword. It's essential for overall health, but too much unabsorbed iron in the gut can become a feast for those pathogenic bacteria. And they're disrupting the delicate balance of your gut microbiome. And this is why balance is so very crucial. And trying to do it on your own is really, you end up hurting yourself, right? It's not just about getting enough of these minerals, but getting the right amount for your body's needs. And of course, you can't do that without testing, right? And unlike electrolytes, you're not going to feel an immediate energy boost from trace minerals. They work in the long game, right? So they're working for long term. They're the builders, the protectors, and the balancers, ensuring that your gut has the foundation it needs to thrive for years, right? So to bring it all together, what's the big picture here? Electrolytes are your short-term, in-the-moment managers. They keep things moving, they maintain your fluid balance, and they ensure that your digestive muscles are firing on all cylinders. And they are the key to real-time balance, right? And then trace minerals, on the other hand, are your long-term, behind-the-scenes engineers. They're the builders, they're the protectors, and they're the keepers of your gut's resilience. They're playing the long game. They're ensuring that your gut stays healthy and strong for years to come. And so the most important thing to remember is that you definitely need both. It's not an either-or situation, and one keeps you hydrated and moving all day. The other keeps your gut what it needs to thrive for a lifetime. So if you're listening to this and a little light bulb is going off in your head and you're thinking, wait a minute, could I be low in one of these? You're definitely not alone. And the truth is, most of us are deficient in something, right? Deficient in one or the other. The modern diet, lifestyles, they're, so many times leave us depleted of all the essential nutrients that we need. And that's why always testing, not guessing, is a complete game changer, because you can really dial it in for your specific needs. And if you're ready to stop guessing and start giving your body what it truly needs, I want to invite you to check out the resources in the show notes. You'll also find information on how to book a discovery call with me. There'll be a link in the show notes below. And, just think about this could be the beginning of you feeling better for the long haul. So until next week, remember this. Your gut is always communicating with you. Electrolytes help keep that communication loud and clear. And trace minerals are providing you the vocabulary. And when you learn to listen and provide what's needed, you'll feel the incredible difference, I promise. So until next week, stay happy and stay healthy. Hey friend, I hope today's episode brought you some real value. If it did, would you take just 30 seconds to share it with a friend who might be struggling to get her gut in check? And if you're feeling extra generous, leave me a review on Apple. It absolutely lights me up knowing that this podcast is making a difference for you. All right, it's time for me to grab my protein shake and get my gut happy. I'll see you back here next Tuesday for another episode of Gut Fix. And until then, stay happy and stay healthy.